welcome to the first evening of Aurora Esports League of Legends season. I think this is technically season one. Tonight we are uh, broadcasting the game between Five Nights at Kleddys and the League of Legends gaming team. Um, so hopefully it will be a good match to start out our season. And we should be getting started soon here with our draft. Um, Obviously, it's a new season. We're not entirely sure what to expect out from either team yet, but I'm hoping to see some very interesting and fun League of Legends this evening.
I am too. I really hope that Iron Mid gets picked. I really hope it does.
I do as well. I would kill for some Iron Mid on this fine evening. So
But I would love to see some really interesting drafts. These are players who don't know everything about the game, so they're gonna do whatever makes sense to them, and that will lead to some fun stuff to watch. I tell you what.
and we have quite a few very, very flexible players on both teams here. I know, like for example, 136 Jake, probably who will be playing in the mid lane today. Not exactly
Yeah.
sure what to expect out from him. And of course, Mr. Danger on the side of Five Nights at Kleddys has a very deep pool of jungle champions, so it'll be interesting to see if he brings out Old Faithful in the form of the Viego pick, or
All right.
if the team decides to go a different angle. Um, and just really quickly, because I realized I forgot in the introduction, I'm Lostsilver, and I'm joined here with Wheatley, aka
Hello.
Eldrazi. Um, yeah, so I have a little bit of a cheat sheet that I've made for myself when it
That's
comes
good.
to where I expect we'll see people playing, so that it can make draft a little less confusing. I think what we'll see out from the side of the League of Legends gaming team will probably be Whalefish in jungle and um, Space Muffins and Shrekish either on ADC or mid. I'm not entirely sure um, what sort of champs those two tend to play, because um, there are some new people in the league who have never played with before, so that's
That's
very
great.
exciting. But I'm not exactly sure what to expect out from the draft here today, so I guess hopefully we'll get. Oh, it looks like we are starting even,
Oh wow. Good to
or
hear.
maybe we're not because there's no blue band. Um, we'll give it a second here.
It's starting to time is going down a little bit. It looks like it.
It's possible the draft has been started without the are we using the draft? I would imagine we're using the draft website, right?
It's likely, yeah. Again, these things take a little bit. Okay, looks like we no bans, no first pick bans. A show of sportsmanship. Blue
So
didn't
true,
do
so
it
true.
first. Blue didn't ban anyone. Red didn't ban anyone. We'll see if any bans happen. It could be too. I remember that sometimes some of the players just don't own enough champions, so or could be a classic. What is happening?
This is true. I kind of like the idea of we're going in with no bans, but I
Look.
suspect.
Here's the thing. You lead them in with overconfidence. You
Yeah,
don't ban two things on blue side because red side is the counterpick side, so you want them to have too many choices. It's
true,
like when you open
true.
Netflix. You open Netflix, I don't know what to watch. They don't know what to counterpick anymore. So it's actually an ingenious decision not to do any bans because it leaves red side in a state of paralysis. Of
Yeah.
course, red side going with the gentleman, no second ban. We'll see. See, I would say a big priority ban this patch would be really anything in like jungle, because they, as bad as they made jungle, it's still just, there's so many, jungle meta right now is just so flexible and so many things can work that it's scary to have what feels like anything open almost.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I think especially with, like I mentioned before, Mr. Danger on the side of Five Nights at Kleddys is a very, very flexible jungle player, but he is kind of notorious for picking those like hyper carry jungle champs. And
Yeah.
especially with but where on Eileen most likely being on the support role and probably playing his um really comfortable Renata pick, something like a Viego Renata would be really, really scary. So I think it's definitely in the red team's best interest to try to limit a couple of those really, really scary jungle picks.
All right, we're into the pick phase now. This will be the sign showing whether or not this draft is actually going through or not. If blue picks something, it was meant to be. If they don't, we may have to restart it. Right? No hovers yet. No hovers. We discussing options.
Worst case scenario, we have the wrong draft link, which
Yeah,
is fine because when we get into the game, we'll just
I
we'll have
see
two minutes
their
of spectator lag to talk about the draft.
yeah. All right. It seems that they've foregone a fifth player. They're kicking one of them to the boot. We don't know which one yet. We don't know which one, but one of them's got to go. One of them's got to go. This may be a 4v5. See, the idea with a 4v5 actually is that you have two solo laners picking up XP. You have like a really safe like independent bot laner. I know in like a couple years ago, it was very common for early bot top switches, so you had to pick a top laner that was
Mm.
self-sufficient and
Hmm.
could 2v1. They could be doing that without a support or something. So it seems both teams have picked up on this insane strategy with a second. Wait, are they going for? Are they going for the 3v4 counterplay? I can't believe what I'm seeing here. I
This
cannot.
is just ego coming out from both teams here. It
It
seems
is. They believe this might get
like.
down to a random 1v1 even. This might be down to a random 1v1 or like a
I'd watch that.
ditto
I'd watch that.
1v1. All right.
Let me just message someone and make sure that draft is not happening without us.
Yeah.
Um
All right. So we are we are in fact in a 3v3 scenario right now. Actually, no. At this point, it would be a 2v3. It might go down to a 2v2. I've never seen this many players be foregone in the drafting stage. I mean, it makes sense why they didn't ban stuff, I guess. Because if you're going to forego players, why ban things? This is all a joke to those just tuning in. We do not know what's happening, and I'm trying to fill dead air, as they say.
uh,
Right. So at the caster desk tonight, I do have 4 sparkling waters. Count them 4 I'm drinking for tonight. Again, trying to fill dead air that is happening right now. For those at home, I'm drinking a Waterloo orange vanilla. Orange vanilla, like a creamsicle, sparkling water.
ooh.
It 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 doesn't taste like a creamsicle. It like thinks it tastes like I'm thinking about a creamsicle, you know? It doesn't taste like a creamsicle. It tastes like I'm thinking really hard
Hint
about one, you know?
hint of creamsicle, yeah.
Like if I could call like a lime LaCroix, like you're licking the outside of a lime. No,
Right.
it tastes like I'm thinking really hard of creamsicle. I'm not it's not even that like I'm looking at a creamsicle, I'm thinking of it. All I'm saying is that I really hope Ivan Mid gets picked. It is a slept on strategy, I will say.
I do remember a point in time in League of Legends history, probably around a year ago, or like last summer, where Ivern mid was actually being played, and it was actually a good pick,
Look,
just because of
I'm
the
gonna
amount
say
of
this.
utility you offer your team.
It is hypothetically still a thing because if you think about it, Ivern is like playing an enchanter top just in mid lane instead.
Exactly. Okay,
It's
so
that
sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but
no,
I
it's
did
okay,
take
it's
note
okay.
that the picks and bans, we do have the wrong uh we do have the wrong link, but it's okay because picks and bans were put in the picks bans channel. So we do
Okay.
have a little bit of time to we have about 2 minutes while spectator
All
lag
right.
catches up for us to discuss the picks.
Okay. So on the first three bans for blue side were Yone, Yasuo, and Talia. I'm assuming that um enemy mid laner plays a lot of the Win brothers. I do too. I would say that it is Yone is definitely a band that younger players make in that they don't Yone requires a very specific it requires a lot of matchup knowledge to counter. You need to know exactly what Yone is capable of to be able to counter him, which requires playing against a lot of Yone, which a lot of people don't want to do. Yasuo is much more if the team drafts around Yasuo, it is insanely scary to face, and Talia is just an insane mid laner right now. Then on red side, Graves, probably the best jungler right now. Thresh, incredibly good support, and Aurelia is just a really strong top laner as well. Then I believe 136 gets his Fizz. I know he is
Yep.
good on Fizz. And then Rel Kaisa counterpick. Kaisa has been nerfed like 5 patches in a row, but it kind of doesn't matter. It's she is still a disgusting champion. And then Viego and Zaya are picked up. It's good to not immediately pick both bot lanes right away and not to get counterpicked. But I would say on the blue side, they should have just full picked bot lane because they had the opportunity to just counterpick their bot lane.
Hmm.
But getting Viego early is also good. And then Hecarim is responded. I believe Hecarim is good into Viego, as in it, Viego can't really catch up to Hecarim in a skirmish. And in fights, they don't really fight until it's too late, and
Hmm.
Hecarim has killed the entire backline, and Viego has killed the entire backline, you know? So it is really up to who gets ahead mid game in the jungle matchup, who plays smarter jungle. And then bans that come in, Rakan, Renata, really smart. If you're confident about your top lane, banning support is good. Then Malphite and Echo are really good bans, honestly. Malphite in hard counters two of your teammates, two of your picks already, and Echo is just again extremely strong. Volibear, it would be Nico picked, I believe. Then, or I'm trying to remember how pick order works. Shoot, no, it would be Nico picked, Volibear, Braum, then Darius. Yeah, Nico, solid pick. You already know what their mid lane is. Go for Nico. Volibear is a really good blind right now. Braum coming in is it isn't my favorite per se because I feel like his ult, while it is good, it kind of just is there. I think it's really good synergy for Zaya and Lane, but later game his shield isn't doing an insane amount. And then Darius is a really good pick because there is not a lot blue side can do against Darius right now. That's my opinions on the draft. Sorry for
Perfect.
just
No, it's
going.
good. It's perfect because the game has technically now started. We are waiting 3 minutes for spectator delay.
Okay,
So
spectator Lloyd. Whoop, whoop.
we do still have plenty of time. So
Mhm.
in terms of draft, um I think one of the most fun parts about the first game of the season is that teams aren't really sure what to ban.
Yeah, no.
And
They
um
it's
I
hard to do scrimming when people are
Right,
in college.
yes.
I tell you that much.
And so I do think there are a lot of very smart bands out from both teams, but I also think that there are a couple bands that maybe could have been better served. For example, the Thresh ban is clearly a target at Mr. Butware on Eileen, who is
Oh yeah.
a Mastery 7 Thresh player with crazy Thresh stats, but that's because he plays Thresh in the top lane and not as a support.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
um,
Alan. I'll speak for the players I know. I don't know every player yet, which is why I can name some people like 136 Jake. I've directly played against
mhm.
him. I haven't played against a ton of other people. And it's like Alan, he'll pick whatever he feels like picking. Sometimes he'll just play Thresh top. Is Thresh top at all good? No, but he'll play it. By God, he'll play it. But
I
yeah,
I go ahead.
I think the Thresh ban more of a safety net because a lot of Thresh skills could apply to both, but uh yeah, I can see where you're coming from. I definitely think that banning both Yone and Yasuo is it's more so that I think Yone is a good ban because he is in a really good spot right now, but Yasuo just he really still just needs a synergistic team to function well. If a Yasuo is able to run your game with like no other knockups on his team, that was a game you're gonna get mid diffed anyway. It isn't something
Mhm.
where just because they picked Yasuo, they won because of it. It's that the player themselves is really good. So I think both bans are a little much. I think banning again different jungler or potentially a top counter if you already know what your top is going for that game is doing well. I think another thing is that team the sooner teams think about okay, we'll try and go for this comp and ban stuff that counters this comp, that's when we see a lot more like tighter bans and a lot more tighter
Right.
games overall because teams are going in with a idea of what they need to do.
Exactly. I mean, you think of the amount of time and effort and thought that teams were putting into their bans near the end of last season because had so many weeks to watch other teams play and kind of know what champs to look out for. Um, and going into this game, kind of all both teams have is what you remember from last season, and maybe if you look up someone's op.gg, right?
Or if you
Um,
really, really hate playing against Irelia, if you
yes,
really
yeah.
hate playing against Irelia, those are
Um,
those are your main options.
oh,
Oh,
Five Nights at Kleddys is powered by Yahoo Ringer.
do they have a sub in this game?
I think they do.
Oh, that is interesting.
That makes sense because I was curious as to who on their team plays Zaya because I think Shidubi one is intending to be their ADC, and I know he is uh very very good at the Jin champion.
Very, very good, Jin.
Oh, we also see Logan Loghost on Rel and Lumpy Sail in the top lane on Darius, which is not what I expected to
Oh, they did an old switcheroo.
yeah. So this will actually be very interesting. I am excited to what I think it's a treat in Aurora Esports League of Legends where you get two supports who are like tanky, like peel engage supports and not like enchanters.
Yeah,
It'll be interesting to see what goes on, what kind of shenanigans go on in the bot lane.
I mean, at the end of the day, real men play Tank Gwen and AD Lulu, which unfortunately we didn't see. So
Bummer. Maybe next
really,
game.
the best we have is people with a mustache, no beards yet. No, these people have not played Mario Wonder yet and become real functioning adults. They're still playing. They're still not playing the wacky stuff like Iron Mid. I will say that. I I hope to influence the meta in Aurora esports by constantly bringing up Ivern mid because I do believe it may be the best mid laner these players can play. You do not have to farm on Ivern mid. You need 2,400 gold. You need to get Moonstone and like Lucidity boots, and then have an Udyr jungle, and you win. You just win. But unfortunately, I'm the only Iron player this side of the Mississippi, so we won't be seeing that for a minute.
Bummer. Um, both teams here are kind of just deciding that
Whoa,
they're going
we're
to
in.
stay as close to their side of the
30
map
seconds
as
until
they
minions
can
spawn.
during this sort of pre-minion phase of the game. We do see Xayah and Braum in the bot lane trying to look for a cheeky engage, but it seems like Space Muffin and Lagos are going to be playing it safe and simply walking around the river.
All right. So as it seems, what are we looking at for everything? We have
Minions
pretty
have
standard
spawned.
rune pages as everything goes. I will say Whalefish is going Conqueror Hecarim, which means that they're probably going for a more Bruiser, Divine Sunderer gameplay. Potentially even more towards Tank Hecarim, which I still think, although Hecarim's like past 6 months have been really rocky in the meta, I think Tank Hecarim is kind of slept on with Frostfire Gauntlet, I believe it's called. I can't remember exact name. But I
It
think...
might be Iceborne now. I don't remember.
Yeah,
haven't
I
paid
forget.
attention.
It's Iceborne, the one that slows and has a Spellblade. I think that item plus a Muramana can be really interesting. But it's really depending on like team comp and stuff, but we do have Standard Ghost. And on the other side, we have Lethal Tempo on Panini for Volibear, which means I'm expecting an AP build, which I think is
a kill
good.
out from 136 Jake
Oh,
already?
Alright. Oh, I think I'm a little behind. I'll refresh my stream. Sorry about that.
If you spectate in game, I think you'll be a few seconds
Perfect.
ahead.
Alright.
Yeah, so 136 Jake did a good job of getting that flash out early and then just going in with the ignite at level 3 and securing that early kill onto the Nico.
Alright. Alright, yeah.
Looks like the bot lane is taking an engage here. Both ignites out early. And the jungler is there. Diego making an appearance. The heal is invested and the flash out from Lagos. And Whalefish is here as well on that Hecarim. And Space Muffin gets the kill onto the Braum.
First blood.
What is your in-game timer, real quick?
3:55.
3:55, okay. I'm at 4 right now. Alright.
Perfect.
Just making sure that's... I think stream right now is on 3, so I'm gonna have to go back a little bit. 320?
You should be able to drag the little bar at the bottom. Oh, I might be behind 2 even. Oh boy. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
There we go. Now we should all be together.
Okay, 501, 502.
Yeah.
Around there. Okay, that's good then. Got that sorted out. Alright. As we see... Seems that a top lane is getting pushed in as mid lane's going in. Shriekage going for a early back. Seems that Whalefish is just going for standard, just clear on Hecarim, which is most likely the play if you really feel like you can't get anything done. Especially since both their lanes are just already pushed or just actively pushing without really a chance to do much.
We see 136 Jake has invested in the Dark Seal item. So
Going for a more of aggressive, delaying a little bit, delaying more, wait, so 350 plus 350, 700, so they backed at 1,000 gold, they are only 100 off. Oh, he used mid. A mid skirmish happening, and
kill onto the Viego.
getting used, and Viego gets a kill. All right.
Looks like the Viego is once again returning to the bot lane, just spamming these ganks.
Hexa Flash gets used. They're trying to kite out, but they're in a bad position. Rel W does hit Viego. Oh, Viego getting hit. Oh, Kaisa is able to get the reset. Whalefish comes down to bot. If Kaisa gets stunned, so she'll probably die. But no, getting kited out as Whalefish is able to get another Q reset. And oh no, his E came back up and double kill for Hecarim. So Hecarim was able, I believe, Hecarim might have actually carried some E stacks over, causing them to do a lot more damage than like average Hecarims are able to do. That fight, and really good play on Space Muffin with kiting through that fight.
Yeah, and both junglers doing a really good job of matching one another on the map. You know, Whalefish has been there to counter gank every single one of Mr. Danger's ganks in the bot lane.
Well, they do have vision on Dragon. Ults aren't quite up, though, on like either side. They're able to secure the Dragon. Is this even a good fight as Whalefish is able to get an ult off, but Rel dies. Nico is back in 1-3-6. Jake is just too low without an ult right away, and so Red Side is able to get 2 kills and a Dragon for just 1 death. Flash
Nico
comes out from
flashes.
Shrekish, and all stacks get done in Space Muffin. That's an insanely good early lead. 6-8, around 1.3k goal ahead on Red Side. Oh, Panini being a bit aggressive, but is able to get out of there. Really low mana. If Panini gets hit by an E, it's kind of over for them. But if they could space correctly and get this crashed, it's a really good situation for them top lane. Seems Rel is showing mid, trying to create some
the hook out from the Darius into the ult. And does the bleed? Oh, he flashes to secure the kill.
Flashes to secure. I blinked for a second. If W was up and able to get a W, I don't think Darius even needs to flash there, but flash to secure it. Now, one thing I will say, a Darius technology that is starting to develop from Darius main Adam, who showed the careful. Oh, hold on! Engagement happening bot lane, double! Oh, Rel going in with an absolutely bonkers engaged, but gets separated. Rommel, are both bot laners gonna die? Yep. Okay, Rel just went in with a bonkers engage, hitting both blue side with a W and R, able to push. It's just a bad position.
Looks like the Rel's coming up to the mid lane to try to catch out the Viego.
Rotating mid. Oh, Shrekish is severely out of position. I don't know. They do hit it, but
oh, the kill under tower.
Oh, Rel comes in at a perfect opportunity though. Oh, to make sure jungler dies. Oh, ult gets used top from Panini trying to get out, but unfortunately, Red Side is really working well to make sure their timers are good, but Space Muffin overextends a little bit, trying to get the wave crash most likely, and unfortunately dies. Currently around a 2k gold lead for Red, but 1-3-6 Jake slightly out of position.
Powered by Yahoo got a 700 gold shutdown onto the.
That is a big gold swing. That is a big gold swing.
That's what happens, and unfortunately, when the give and take of a roaming support, right? Your support gets the kill mid, but unfortunately, you know, you're 1v2ing in the bot lane, and
flash comes out from Viego going for Shrekish, but Shrekish hits a really good E. But Nico ult comes out. I believe Nico's shield saved Shrekish right then and there. Really well played, and it's kind of being risky going for the push. It might be no teleport. Yeah, just a lot of action has happened recently. I was gonna say that Lethal Tempo Darius is a technology people have been cooking up that leads to really good early game fights for Darius. It's really easy fights, and currently trying to make sure that Panini loses as much XP. Hecarim shows top, but 136 Jake hits ult mid and dodges and gets a kill mid. Panini got pressured top, but is able to move out without dying. Still a 3k gold lead for Red Side right now. Ghost gets popped by Whalefish.
Oh, good fear.
Oh! Yeah, no, Panini is just dead. No ult up, no flash, not much they can do. Topside tower probably fall, but...
Oh, the Brahma ult to engage.
Oh, Brahma ult bot.
A nice
Diego
shot
bot
on
just
the ADC.
CC'd to oblivion on Rel. And Space Muffin's able to get out of there using both suns. It seems, though, that Hecarim decided not to drop the Herald topside to secure it, and 136 Jake has rotated top to catch the wave to make sure the tower doesn't fall. A pretty alright decision because Darius will need to back.
Oh, he goes in on the Darius?
Goes in? Oh! Yeah, 136 Jake already had Ludens. Darius was just there with plated steel caps and iron spike whip. Definitely an overstay. Didn't take advantage of opportunities to back. Lumpy Seal says huge. They understand what just happened. Alright, skirmish happening bot lane. Whalefish coming in. Kai'Sa's currently pushing out bot wave. Not at the fight currently. Blue has really good vision in bot side though. It's gonna be hard to really...
I think what this game will end up coming down to is just which team can better support their carries. Oh!
Yeah. Oh, Will! 136 Jake combos out, but the
ult.
Again. The thing is, I didn't talk about which team actually had a better draft. I just focused on picks and bans. Looking at it now, I very much think this is a draft nirvana on red side. It's that Volibear isn't really synergizing a ton with... It's a very... Oh! Fight happening top, but Panini's no mana. 2 levels behind and fine on the back, I believe. But... Volibear stats? Volibear base stats coming in? Oh, he's Lumpy Seal let it crash. Panini can just back without a worry right now. Yeah. I mean, it does...
Oh, he's re-engaging?
Oh, re-engaging. No mana, though. No mana. Oh, dodges the Q, though. Dodges the Q, but Ghost comes out.
The Viego's coming up?
Viego's rotating. Oh.
The Ghost Darius, he's just too fast.
Darius didn't believe in himself. I'll say that much. Darius had 5 stacks, and at level 11, you're getting like 50 AD from your passive. Darius definitely had the potential to do something there, but instead just took the safe path and got out of there. And because Viego showed top, yeah, it's just a free dragon for red side. Although red side still is ahead in gold, it isn't an insane margin. It isn't anything that like a team fight or two can help you back from. But the benefit of red side's comp right now is that it is very just... Oh, hold on, Brom's mid. 2 tower shots taken by Shriekish. Oh! Yeah, no. Shriekish just gets destroyed there, unfortunately. Red side's comp definitely is a lot of all-around damage and engage, and is able to just secure a team fight by comboing ults, while blue side's comp is much more pick-oriented. Oh, he gets missed. Braum is in the top lane right now. They both took a tower shot. And a bit of aggressive. Oh, bot side action as well. Viego comes down bot.
Oh!
But again, Space Muffin's able to get the kill on Viego. And powered by Yahoo may be able to do something on Brell, but they back off. Alright, bot tower has already been taken. I believe that, yeah, Rift Herald was dropped down there.
Kai'Sa did just get to buy her Navori, so...
Alright, we're getting a...
Very scary.
So, for builds right now, we have Even Shroud. It looks like we're getting a tank. Oh, hold on. Wheelfish is in top lane, just ignoring the Braum entirely and just going for Panini, but that may be a problem as Whalefish is able to get out, but nearly dies for it, and Darius wasn't able to do a lot of damage. Oh! 136 Jake again. Fizz is just one of those characters you can never be in the same lane as him once he's at an item, because Fizz will just kill you. There's no way around it. You just have to push the wave and look for something else to do. You really can't contest it. Unless you're playing like a very skill matchup like a Zed or a Talon, there's just not much you can do against Fizz. Okay. Rift Herald is up currently. It will be up. Seems that we have a 2-dragon lead on right side here. Alright. They're really grouped up bot side. Yeah, no, they're on opposite sides of the map right now. Looking for vision probably on red team, and they're going to go for Rift Herald. They have total control of top side right now, which is good. Which means blue should really go for pushes mid and bot, but they might just try and contest a Rift Herald that's already red teams. Yeah, they don't get really anything. Oh, using some speed to try and catch up to Viego, not able to play. Braum a little bit out of position, but doesn't get hit by anything, thankfully. Zaya is positioning incredibly aggressively. Not able to. 136 Jake misses Fizz ult. As Ultra just missed left and right, but Zaya hits an insane ult. Oh, blue team is turning this around. Lumpy Seal, who tried to join in but was just a little too late, is able to get out. One major thing is that blue, red team I think thought that blue side was going to play a lot more aggressively. They were going to use their ults and go up, but they didn't. They stayed back, and that way, Rel and missed a ton of ults. Oh, Space Muffin is trying to go in, and he's trying something, and it works. It actually works. Kai'Sa, so great Kai'Sa is nothing to play about. It doesn't have the advantages that other Kai'Sa builds have, but it kind of just combines all the advantages into one. Your Q does an insane amount of damage, your autos do an insane amount of damage, your W is still a really good poke tool, and you can attack just much quicker with the items you're building. So Craig Kai'Sa is definitely the play right now. Oh, Panini uses ult to try and get something going as Viego and Fizz are coming top, but Panini flashes into nothing, unfortunately, hoping that something would happen, but cooldowns just weren't up. 136 Jake, no vision. Oh, Rel misses. Engaged back. Just red team is very split. Whalefish is darting back and forth, which skirmish to take. Oh, Ghost comes out from Zaya, but nothing really comes of it.
Oh, the fizzle.
136 Jake is going in. They don't have the MR right now to deal with them. Oh, Rel out pulls in. Rel's CC combo is nothing to play about, and Kai'Sa's able to back and come back to top just in time to get that pick. One thing that's going to be really hard for Viego is Rel. Rel just messes you up.
Yeah.
Because if you... When is Viego building, I wonder? Viego's going Bruiser. So Viego wants to take frontline fights, but against Rel, you really can't, because Rel will just shut you down before you're able to get a reset. If Viego instead went a much more aggressive, like, crit build, tried to go after, I guess, Nico and Kai'Sa, but even then, that would be rough to do. It's really that Rel makes Viego kind of not able to pick what to do. He can't do a frontline fight because Rel would just shut him down. He can't go backline because there is no backline in this team comp. Viego might not have been the pick. It's a safety pick. It can get you early stuff, but late game and team fights, it may not help. And again, Rel goes in, stopping them from getting up the steal. But gets caught out. Oh, doesn't get caught out because of the Hekramar. Nico comes in, and again, Zyle coming out to try and save. All right. 2 down for a dragon. It's shifting more and more into Red Side's favor. As yeah, I think this is just a huge draft nirvana for Red Side. They were able to put together a comp that has a strong, really clear identity. Go in and just mess stuff up. No one's in their backline because they are playing like a very deathball comp. Wow. Blue side's going for a pick comp, kind of. A lot of single target stuff, but it's hard to get a pick on this comp because they're actively in your face killing you. You can't get a pick on them if they're trying to kill you, you know?
I mean, just look at the mobility from the red side, right? You have Darius and Hecarim who are always going to be faster than you. Both
Popping
of which
goes using hard. Oh! Darius was
Oh.
popping back and forth, wasn't able to get out. Flash is up!
Disaster for
Darius accepts the fate. I get that. Flash, sometimes there's some walls where it feels like you go a mile with your flash. Sometimes you feel like you go 2 feet with your flash. 136 take uses the flash, but oh no, Space Mountain uses a blast to come right back into the team. Oh, Hecarim is going back in. And yeah, what is Hecarim's build currently, I wonder? Yeah, no. So Stridebreaker and Shojin will definitely cause some problems. So this Hecarim build is very much focused on spamming Q and living. It isn't spamming Q and just instantly annihilating the enemy team like a lethality Hecarim would be. It's more so just, I'm gonna be a thorn in your side the entire team fight. I'm gonna kill you eventually. I won't kill you like in 2 seconds, or I won't be completely unkillable. I'm just gonna be there, making sure I'm annoying, and then my Kaisa and my Nico and my Darius will be killing you. I'm just gonna be there, like, pestering you, you know? Because, like, with how much armor they have, Hecarim has no armor shred, so it's gonna be hard. And Kaisa goes for a Navori third item. Oh! Panini's getting... yeah, Panini is kind of nothing to do there. Blue team has had some really good vision control, but it's kind of faltered a little bit. As cool, like they had really good objective control, not as much when they're doing sideline pushing. And for builds, it looks like Panini's going like full armor, full tank, which will mean Kaisa's just gonna shred because Kaisa's passive is just percent health and magic, but oh, Zion not able to get the root onto Darius. Darius is just barely able to live with Ghost. Oh, Darius all used, but giant Zyle. Oh, but can anything come of it? No, nothing's able to come of it. A 3-kill sweep from red side. Again, Kaisa's just too slippery. 8,000 gold is now the difference. This game looked incredibly winnable, but now it's slipping more and more as Kaisa becomes this unkillable demon.
Red team is also on Soul Point right now. That's another thing to consider.
Yeah, no,
it is Infernal Soul as well, which is
just
very, very good
more
for their team. Yeah.
As bad as Infernal Soul is, it's probably, in my opinion, I would take any other Soul over Infernal, but it's still doing stuff. 136 Jake is trying to do something, but unfortunately nothing comes of it. But Hecarim might die. Yeah, Hecarim dies. They get the reset. Viego got 2 resets. Rel gets caught out, not able to do anything. 3 resets for Viego. 3-kill swing. Gold difference is down to 7,000, not 8,000 anymore. They're still getting a lot. Unfortunately, not able to get the Kaisa, but still some shutdowns are got, I believe. Yeah. So. Oh, Shrek is going for something, but Shrek is just in the middle of everything. Bad place to be. As ult comes out, they stay in the ult. Panini nearly dies with 0 MR currently. But, oh, They don't get the soul yet. They don't get the soul. That was a huge upset. Red team just overextended, really. But Kai'Sa does have Guardian Angel right now. I would say Guardian Angel, I'm not sure if that's what I would have gone personally. I think Zanya's may have been a much safer choice. Of course, you're faltering, you're even more mixed than you are already, but you're getting that repeated safety that Zanya's provides. While with Guardian Angel, sure, you get one revive, but is getting 50% health better than just completely negating a Fizzle? Maybe. And levels right now are red side favored, but they're not an insane difference. Only like 1 to 2 levels behind in each lane, while mid lane is actually ahead on levels right now. Biggest difference, I believe, is in jungle, where it's a 2-level difference. I think Blue can turn it around. If they're able to get a Baron, get that gold, get that XP, they could turn it around. Nope. Oh, Red's going. Kai'Sa is the bait right now. Kai'Sa is the big bait, but they don't commit. Kai'Sa gets hit by
so much damage.
Gets hit by Fizzled in the middle of the entire team. Blood is able to ult out. Oh, Needy will just die. Kai'Sa was able to get out, but Xayah is able again. Fizzled just completely killed Xayah. Darius, one important thing is that was a 5v4. Darius wasn't quite in the fight. If Darius was in, caused a little bit more damage, caused a little bit more disruption, that could have been very different. But at the same time, it seems Blue side is turning it around. Only a 3k gold difference now. They're really trying to shake things up. They don't go for Baron, which makes sense. Just Xayah is too low in health to do it, but they're able to get mid, I believe. They can pick up a bot wave and push out that top wave, and they're in a good spot right now.
Team's turret has been destroyed.
Again, that Fizzult shows that they went for that little pick. Fizzult hit, they immediately all positioned onto Kai'Sa. If they go for the picks, if they can get a pick and go for it, they can win. That's what their comp is about. But in a lot of these skirmishes, they haven't gone for that play. Wow, Red team actually played like a pick comp there, sitting in a bush waiting for someone to walk in when they didn't have the centralized damage to do it. Hecarim needs 3 stacks to do anything. They're an engaged comp. They take longer fights, but it's better fights for them. It seems now, though, positioned aggressively around Baron, trying to get some vision out from both teams. Able to clear some vision. They have no vision on Baron blue team, I believe. They've started Baron. Red team has. Oh, stun comes out. He ults in. Brahma out. Just so much is happening. The fight is completely split, but split the wrong way as Red team just wasn't able to do anything. This is a complete upset right now from the mid game as we're going into late game. As again, Blue team was able to surround. They have again a very strong pick comp. Doesn't matter who's on their team. They could have top and jungle on one side and the rest on another side. Both sides are getting picks. Again, if they were if you swap the positions in that fight, if Red team was engaging instead of having to respond, that's a very different fight.
Totally. I mean, Blue team making the best use of this Baron buff that they can. They're using it to grab.
Blue team is now ahead in gold by 3k.
And it looks like the bot lane is going to try to get the top. They're going to succeed. And
I think
as well.
Okay, so this is still a complete coin flip on who's going to win, I believe, because again, if they lose this dragon fight, if Blue team loses, the game is basically lost in my opinion. Soul is such a huge change. But I think what may be Red team's major problem is team fighting. I feel like their team fighting just isn't as cohesive as Red team's as blue teams have been. But Fizz is backing his dragon is spawning. Teleport up, no teleport, but Nico was caught, so it's 4v4 hurrying over, but it may be too late. Yeah, no, Will is able to stop them from even getting to Dragon. And Lumpy Seal flashes in, getting Zaya ult. Out. Heckroom goes back in. I think they just need to get out of there. If they stay, they die. They got the Dragon. Never mind, ginormous Nico out. Nico out of the Sentry may have just happened. But they don't follow up. Oh man, never mind. 136 Jake just showed off the Fizz skills.
Yeah, I mean the unfortunate reality is, with their team comp, as soon as the Rel and the Darius fall, it's just easy pickings for the Fizz. Pretty much one shot everyone else on the team. So,
do they have much MR on their team? I wonder. I mean, Darius is starting to build all MR. I think no, they don't really have any MR.
They might just
136 Jake is just dealing true damage. Never mind. Yeah, they lost the fight and the game is completely over.
I mean, one fight is all it takes.
Kleddys has won the first Aurora esports game. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think I saw that personally.
You know, it was not looking fantastic for them at the beginning of the game, but I mean that's what happens. That's how, you know, especially when you're playing against a team with so much pick potential on champions like the Fizz and even kind of the Viego. Really all it takes is one person mispositioning or one lost team fight, and the whole game can be completely turned on its head.
So here are some post-game stats. We have most damage on the game on 136 Jake, 43,000 damage done. Second most was Zaya with 36,000, and then third most was Kaisa with 32,000. The most CS per minute in that game was 6.6. Not a lot of farming, mainly a lot of killing, I will say. But yeah, that was an exciting match. Very much just back and forth. Both teams decided, nah, I'm not losing right now. We're not losing. We're not gonna give up yet. Sure, it looked bad at certain points for both teams, but no, they're gonna keep on doing it. All right.
Okay, I just got word from Panini. This does not look like the right link. It sounds like maybe we're doing the next game.
Next game already.
He did say we're taking a small break, so
we're taking a small break, everyone.
Small break.
Get some popcorn. Get some juice.
We'll be back shortly.
We will be back. I'm still here. Yeah.
I am going to really quickly feed my cats, and I will return in about 5 minutes.
All right, I'm here because my cats, they're very self-sufficient. They're very much outdoor cats. I will be sharing in the Aurora League General League chat my personal emote wheel. If anyone wants to know what my emote wheel looks like. I think it's a pretty good emote wheel myself. I got stuff for every situation. Scout approved, general, just like doing stuff. And now my League client is bugged when trying to spectate, so I cannot spectate currently, as it would seem. I'm opening it back up. I don't know why I'm saying I am, but oh well. All right, good to hear. Good to hear. We are currently setting up the draft simulation.
It will be very interesting, I think, to see what happens with this upcoming draft now that both teams have maybe had more of an opportunity to feel one another out and maybe have a better grasp on what sort of champions are the threats that they'll want to ban and what sort of champions there may be a little bit more willing to, go up and play against.
I
So it'll be
believe that.
interesting. Sorry, go ahead.
I believe that Fizz and Kaisa will not be picked in this
Yes,
set, this game.
I
If
I
they,
could agree
if
with you.
if Fizz is open, like no offense to 136 Jake, but he is kind of a one trick at Fizz. He is a Fizz main. That it's like that means they're really really good at Fizz. Letting
Mhm.
Fizz open causes some problems for you.
And Fizz
But
is, Fizz is a hyper carry champ. It's
Fizz
not
gets
like
gold, it's over.
right. It's not like a
It,
lot of the other mid laners where you kind of have to have a team around you. He really is kind of a 1v5
1v9.
champion.
Like
Yeah.
Fizz is one of the few like assassins that actually is like good. Like
Right.
you put Talon into like a competitive game and you think like, you know what? Talon may not be all too good. But Fizz has invulnerability on E,
Right.
guaranteeing being able to get in. Has a knockup on R, providing utility. Has a burn on W and passive. Like it Fizz does a lot. All right. Currently 1-0. 1-0 and for Five Nights at Kleddys.
Oh,
Oh,
perfect. This
we have
looks like a draft
received
link.
a draft link. The casters have now received a draft
Perfect.
link. All right. All right. I don't know if it's up on stream quite yet. I don't know if it's up on stream quite yet. But okay, now it is. We're in picks and bans. All right. What was banned? Yeah, same bans for Kleddys as before for gaming. Now they're banning Viego, Fizz, and Aurelian Soul. Interesting pickup. First pick, Malphite. That is a first pick. That is a first pick. You can pick that champion first. Red Response has been going with Renata Glass and Zaya, and then Kindred picked up. Kindred picked up for jungle, most likely, into Renata. Thankfully, Kindred does have a way to negate Renata R, but with Kindred's own R, but still.
I know Wellfish has been spamming the Kindred champion, so
Yeah.
it'll be
Okay,
interesting.
Nautilus is picked up. Nautilus is gonna
Ooh,
be mean into Zaya Renata. It's gonna be mean. So
Silas.
Oh! I was hoping for a Silas. This Malphite, Kindred, Nautilus are three insane
Yeah.
Silas ults. Insane. There's a reason why Malphite doesn't get blended. Because Silas just comes in and sure, even if there's like a auto attack jungler, auto attack top laner, auto like ADC, like Silas getting Malphite ult is just insane. Bans getting picked up are Kaisa. Good idea to ban Kaisa. Just get that out of the way. Gaming, League of Legends gaming, utilize that Kaisa pick to expert degrees. Well, what's the next ban coming out from Blue? I'm thinking that
I'm
Maybe
curious if it's Silas jungle or if it's Silas mid because
that's a good point.
I
I'll be
know
honest, I didn't think
I
about
know
that.
Mr. Danger does play quite a bit of Silas. So it could be a Silas jungle pick.
It
It
could
could
be a
also
Silas
be a mid
jungle.
pick. You know, it's one of
It
those
could
APS
even be a
casted.
top lane pick. Silas has been getting traction back up in top lane actually.
You know, if I'm the League of Legends gaming team, I don't think I would know what to ban because I would have no idea where that Silas was.
I think Kane is kind of a safe ban. Kane can really mess up what they're going for right now with
Yeah, the
either
Kane
form.
champ. Yeah.
And Samira is a really good
Yeah,
ban.
the
Samira,
Nautilus.
like Nautilus Malphite, it just messes up Samira. Well, no, makes Samira mess up you, I should say. And final ban, Volibear coming out. Volibear is interesting. Panini did utilize Volibear, but not to, in my opinion, the champion's full potential.
I
But
think it's just banning a comfort pick.
yeah,
That
banning the comfort
here
pick is a good idea.
he
And
comes right
Mundo,
back out in his old the classic Panini Mundo pick.
Panini Mundo is out now. Mundo, I think, is a favorable matchup into Malphite, if I'm not wrong. The only thing is bit of a bit of armor on Malphite, negating some damage, but at the same time, um, Mundo Q is magic damage, so not doing a lot. Vex.
Interesting.
I tried to think. Vex doesn't really do anything into Mundo. Vex can do a lot, can set up a lot for Xayah, I will say. And Jinx coming down. I think Jinx is a really good pick because of how long range she is. She will just be peppering from across the map and silent.
The Swain champion.
So
I love Swain.
I believe, yeah, it's a Silas jungle actually.
Yep.
It's a Silas jungle. Now, the issue with Malphite has now arisen in that if Malphite gets bonus armor, not bonus magic resist, and
Right.
shuts down auto attacks, there's only Xayah. I think the Malphite first pick was a bit of a risk, but it may pay off. It may pay off. So honestly, I do think Kleddys has a really good draft. I thought First Game Gaming had a much better draft, but Kleddys has come back with a much better draft in return. I mean, again, it's really strong pick. Renata Q into Silasy into Swainy, any order of that, the person's just dead. They are just dead. And on top of that, Mundo doing whatever Mundo does, Xayah's damage, Swain's AoE damage. I mean, it's gonna be hard for gaming to make a crack in what Kleddys is doing. Kleddys has shown a strong ability to have a cohesive team fight. While gaming, they had really good players, they had really good picks, they had a good lead, but their team fighting just wasn't up to snuff, and that's kind of what had them lose the first round.
Yeah, I am really excited for this matchup. I think there's a lot of champs that are just very fun to watch. You know, you have the Silas, you have the Kindred, very fun champ to watch. I'm super interested on how the Nautilus is going to go in the bot lane. Nautilus can be really, really scary if piloted by, you know, a competent player. And, you know,
If we're being honest, if a Bonobo Ape played Nautilus and Diamond, then they would win still. Nautilus is just a champion where, like, it is a neuron activation champion. A lot of people don't think about it that way. People don't think Nautilus is one of those, like, Bonobo Ape neuron activations. But if there is no minions between you and the enemy, that Nautilus is going to hook.
Right.
12 times out of 10, that Nautilus is going to hook auto R. There's no reality where a Nautilus doesn't. So it's up to Kleddys to have good bot lane spacing and positioning to get around that.
And I mean, Renata is a really good anti-dive, like, peel champion, but I don't know. Like, a good Nautilus hook is still,
But at the same time, with how much dive they have like 4 dive characters. can honestly, well, they do have a decent bit of anti-dive on their team. I would say 2 to 3 anti-dive characters. Can that many anti-dive characters deal with how much dive they have? Maybe.
It's a good question. I mean, really, what this game might come down to is, does the League of Legends gaming team buy anti-heal fast enough?
I mean, anti-heal most of the time, I think, is a bit of like, do you really need it? But in this game, you probably do need it.
you need
With
it.
how much, I would say, the person who should definitely buy anti-heal, trying to think, it would probably be Malphite. Malphite should just go Thorn Mail, and maybe Jinx or Kindred goes anti-heal, but if I had a chance to say anything to League of Legends gaming, I would say just leave the anti-heal to Malphite. Sure, It'll be rough in the laning phase, but in the team fight, would you rather have a Black Cleaver or a Kenpuk Chainsword? That's the real question you're asking. Like, Kindred has been building mainly Bruiser, I believe, recently, so Kindred's gonna want to try and go for like a Triforce and Black Cleaver build. But if they instead go for Triforce into I forget the exact name, but the crit anti-heal item, it's gonna be, well, now you don't provide armor shred to your entire team. It's one of those things where gotta be anti-heal is definitely a aspect in League where you have to really think. You have to consider who's buying it and why you need it. So now we're going into the little wait time between getting to watch the game and just sitting here. So yeah, they really should get rid of that. For like, they should just. If I select tournament draft, I want to have a tournament draft. I get it for normal draft, but they should just. There should be a way to bypass it or something. If I can pause in my custom League of Legends games, I should not have to wait 3 minutes to watch it.
That's true. I forgot that you can pause. Oh my gosh.
I'd be pausing my games to dodge skill shots.
Based.
It's like I pause for 5 minutes, hoping Flash like goes off a cooldown that time. Have you seen that like double W Cassante tech at all?
No, I have not seen it.
My god, you gotta look into it. It has something to do with Hex Flash, where Cassante can W
I have
twice.
Seen yes.
They're removing the ability to use Hex Flash on. They're removing the ability to use Hex Flash on Cassante because of that. Also, Cassante feels like a pick both teams should be vying for right now, but I haven't seen it at all yet. Seems like with both players, they would really want to go Cassante, but I don't know. It is a champion that requires some modicum of skill to pilot. It's like if you could say Darius requires some skill to pilot, as in, I mean, I have to learn how to pedal on my tricycle, you know? And it's like, Cassante is like, yeah, I have to actually ride a bike. But I'm not like trying to fly an aircraft like I'm playing Aphelios, you know? I'm just riding a bike. If you can learn how to ride a bike, you can play Cassante pretty well, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think the only thing is both top laners. I know Panini is a relatively newer player, and I think Lumpy is too. They might just not own Cassante.
That's another point. That's another point. Yeah, Cassante right now is one of those. Is a champion for sure. He's a champion.
Yeah.
I saw a video recently saying Cassante is like a pyramid where no matter what balances you try and put on the period, whatever changes you put on it, they'll just slide off. It's like nothing will just balance. He won't be balanced at all. Like, you have a champion like Nautilus, where he's a square. if like there's something wrong with him, he's too good, lower his hook cooldown or something.
Right.
He's too bad, maybe give him better shield or something. You could just stack blocks on top of him. Cassante, Zoe, there's several champions where their core design just makes it so they're either completely busted or useless. All right,
I think
loading
that's happening a lot with newer champs too. I think just like once you add so much complexity. I mean, a champ like Jarvan, who has like one of the most straightforward kits in the world, you can
really
just
is.
like you can
He's broken
tweak
because
numbers
of ability
and
waste. Okay. I'm not sure if the stream is updated, but for casters, we're currently viewing the game at 10, 11, 12, 13.
I am also loading in currently.
Well, see, I have a NASA supercomputer.
I do not.
I have what they got to the moon on, which actually isn't that impressive. Fun fact: your phone is more powerful than the thing that go to the moon. Okay, I'm gonna do a radio play because some stuff is happening at 37, 38. Blue side, League of Legends Gaming is currently invading, but nothing really happens of it. So, all right, let's look at some rune pages here. Why don't we? We got standard rune pages for most people. I think everyone actually has a pretty bog standard rune page. Swain going Conqueror. I'm not sure how I feel about Conqueror Swain in that it is the obvious thing you should go, but it doesn't feel good to go at the same time.
I agree. I think it makes for a less fun laning. I think it makes your lane weaker for sure. I mean, if you have something like Electrocute, you have so much just like damage that's pretty easy to get off, but with something like Conquer, it really is like a late game rune where it's not going to benefit you until you're, ulting in those huge team fights surrounded by, every single member of the enemy team.
Alright, got some trading happening. Not much seems to be happening here. It seems that Gypsy Danger started with a solo top side. Train's happening mid. What? Now, there is a Malphite technology not a lot of people know about, which is the Rod of Ages Malphite. You gotta go split between like a Battle Mage and a how did that Swainy hit? What the you go between Battle Mage and Tank, and it causes your R to be even more of an insane teamfight tool while still being incredibly tanky. 136 Jake is just not missing these Swainies. I
mean, when you think about it, every Swainy hit is what, 6 more max health? Is it 6?
Yeah, I don't know, 6. I think
the ignites?
3. Ignites? Night?
Oh, it's not quite enough damage to
not
to get
quite enough, but kind of forces Lagosto out of the lead.
We didn't even comment on the fact that there has been a role change. Logan, now in the mid lane, just got killed unfortunately by the Silas.
Some action happening bot lane. Hook happens.
And Shrek on the Nautilus. So I almost completely missed that.
Okay, I think I'm matched up with Stream now at 328. I was just a little bit ahead, then a little bit behind. Oh! Logan taking advantage of TP, able to get back to lane. 136 Jake is really aggressive with his summoner spells, opting for Ignite in both games, once on an assassin and once on more of a control mage. Now, the Kindred Mark showed up bot, just kind of unlucky for Kindred pathing, and 136 Jake nearly dies, but Gypsy is going for an invade, but Nautilus is not going to just let that happen. But Whalefish is just top lane, ignoring it. But Nautilus, Jinx didn't follow up, Vex isn't quite following up, so Shrekus just kind of dies. Yeah, Shrekus was previous mid laner, now support, and Ghost gets burned out of it to happen. But we're getting a very early invade. Whalefish is just not letting Panini breathe right now, and he may. I think Whalefish had the kill if they flashed there. Whalefish had the kill with an auto, with a flash auto, 100%. Still goes to League of Legends Gaming, but no, and Silas is just eating up all of Kindred's jungle creeps right now. Getting the Scuttle, getting a blue, and Gromp currently ahead. Only one CS actually, but probably a decent bit gold and everything wise. Oh wait, no, I was completely wrong. Silas was just doing his own camps. I am stupid and dumb. My bad, people at home. I thought Silas was invading for some reason. I can't read.
You totally convinced me. I was like, oh yeah, he's invading.
No, I can't read apparently. I can't read. I like to pretend I can read, but I can't. So never mind. Silas wasn't going for a crazy. I don't know why I thought Silas was invading. There's no.
The Renata Q. I mean, bails, but where on Eileen out there. The Ignite.
I've been working at Target recently, and I've gotten too good at convincing people of things. It's like I have to convince these people that I know what I'm talking about. I know like 80% of what I'm talking about. Then I sneak in a little 20% of like I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm saying it confidently enough. Yeah, I know what an OLED TV is. Do I know everything about an OLED TV? No. Do they sometimes ask something I don't know? Yeah. Oh, Space Muffin nearly dies bot lane. Being a bit aggressive. I'm recentered. I know what's happening. I know what the map looks like now. I know that Silas is just doing his own camps. Oh! Powered by Yahoo goes in for the flash, but nothing comes of it, unfortunately. Classic top lane tank fight. They both all in each other at 90% health, kind of, and nothing happens.
Top lane.
I mean, Panini's now at full health while Lumpy's more towards 70. So, I mean, what's good in this top matchup, I would say, is that if Lumpy doesn't get hit by Mundo Qs, they win the overall fight over time because of Malphite Q just being such a strong poke pool. Alright. Kleddys just going in, I believe. Yeah, going in for Dragon. I believe they're able to get it. No problem with getting it. It's currently 0-2, a 1,000 gold lead about to Kleddys. Kindred is just not able to get marks right now, I believe. 2 Scuttles have now gone to Kleddys. Where Kindred has Kindred gotten a mark, I wonder? Kindred has actually not gotten a mark yet. Seems League of Legends Gaming is freezing in the bot lane. How dare they? How dare they? I think I just saw a minion dematerializer happen. I'm not sure who has it, but someone minion dematerializer in the bot lane. The item is gone from their inventory. It was the last one. So
it might be Nautilus.
I would believe it's Nautilus. Yeah, which I mean, you get a faster push that way, yeah. So Lumpy is able to get.
Both top laners have full health.
Both top laners have nearly full health. Even Lumpy has nearly full mana, even as Malphite. Yeah. What is Lumpy going on here? Lumpy is going a Chain Vest, not going the Rod of Ages technology, as I mentioned.
Bummer. He clearly was not listening.
Which is a good thing. Which is a good thing. But at the same time, I need to communicate with these people. I need to get the word out there about the technologies that I have seen on TikTok. I swear. I swear I'm not.
One of my favorite troll builds on a champion is there was once this Reddit post about building. Oh, really good Swainy.
Good Swainy, but half health for a control ward.
Eesh. This Reddit post about bringing approach velocity on Malzahar so that you can build Rylai's and chase down people with your E.
I mean, yeah, like get the slow off. Oh,
the hook out from the Nautilus.
Nautilus hook coming out.
Really good Renata Q. Really good Renata Q.
Papa Yahoo's doing really good spacing. Oh, Zaya's just a little too safe.
Oh my gosh.
But Logan coming in from Timbuktu. Oh my god! If that Nautilus hook hit,
Phew.
that I think Beware on Lean may have ended their career right there. They've never played again, and they're setting up the powered by Yahoo gets hit by Jake Zap.
Oh my goodness! Incredible that both teams managed to make it out of that scuffle with not a single death.
Yeah, but they're overextending. They're kind of staying a little too long. Space Muffin could just straight up accidentally kill
the splash damage from Jinx.
Yeah, the splash damage. I've seen it happen on Aphelios with his
blue gun.
With flamethrower, yeah, accidentally killing someone by hitting a tower.
Yeah.
Or hitting a minion wave. Oh,
The Rift Herald
Whalefish
mid.
is landing Rift Herald mid. And Whalefish definitely went to look at that mark, I believe. Oh, Minnow gets popped. Whalefish used Flash because got hit by...
the Swain ult?
Swain ult used...
He's a Chad. Oh! The Flash E! What a
Flash E.
Chad.
Kindred couldn't press R fast enough. Kindred
did kind of pop, for what it's worth.
Yeah.
I did not anticipate Kindred to die that fast.
Oh. Now it is the Flash ult coming. Not much really happens of it, but no, something does happen. Shriekus will die. The other big thing I'm seeing, these players are a little greedy on their backing timers. They're not backing like at the exact moment they should. They're staying a little bit. They want the extra CS. They want that item. And it's costing them in some cases. In some cases, it's not. They benefit from it. But in a case like that, Nautilus, like, they should have backed because, yeah, Zaya came back with item, while enemy bot lane did not have it.
Panini just flashed for a grasp stack. That is Chad behavior.
I mean,
he's scaling.
Not much. Yeah, you're scaling. You're scaling. Gotta win the trade somehow.
The Silas stealing.
Logan. Oh. Able to flash the Swainy, thankfully. If not, that would be another kill. I would like to add the gold difference is only around 1,000 still. 0-4, but not a ginormous gold difference. Now it's a little more, 1.4k.
Oh, the 2-man
Jake just getting the Swainy.
And the ADC rotates up. Wow. Logos a little.
Oh, Logan is just lost. But can manage to get a kill out of it. I mean, three deaths. This is a very different game right now.
And a Drake out for the.
Kleddys was able to get a good early game this game. Last time it was Gaming who got a good early game.
and they do have a Cloud Soul. Cloud Soul, very good for both teams.
Yeah, no, this is a strong Cloud Soul game, I will say. Ballman's going for a fight right now, but Xayah has item. Ronaldo misses. Ghost gets popped on Space Muffin, but
The Jigsaw
goes in
misses.
too deep. Goes in a little too deep. Nautilus hook gets out of the Xayah, but is that enough? No, it isn't enough. Big thing is Xayah had an item and Jinx didn't then. Big damage difference. Xayah item has already done 620. I'm guessing like at least 300 from that fight.
Blue team's turret has
The
been
red
Does
red
Panini
team bot
already have
takes the
Heart
whole
Steal?
tower.
Panini has
He
Heart
does have
Steal,
Heart Steal.
which is a really good idea. I mean, yeah. The only thing is, I guess, Kindred could build Bork, but even then, I don't think that's enough to get through that health. Panini's just gonna be a monster of a health bar this game that's gonna be hard to get rid of.
And the Malphite invests in the Iceborne Gauntlet. That's a pretty standard item to build. Oh no! But
Do they get the pick? Xayah all goes out. Flash for it.
oh, so close.
Nautilus gets the shutdown, but top fight is a completely different story. Double kill, top lane for red side.
blue team's turret has been destroyed.
It's currently like nearly a 4K gold difference in favor of Kleddys. Kleddys' laning has just been a lot stronger this game. They're focusing on jungle objectives. They're making sure they're playing right. Oh,
The Nautilus caught out.
comboing out on the Nautilus. Oh, the fail flash. The fail flash came out. Xayah picks up another kill.
The blast cone almost saved him. I was a believer that had he made it to that blast cone, he would have gotten
No,
out. But
he would have gone out. Well, did they have flash? I mean, no, actually, Silas had flash up.
Kindred coming to try to catch up Panini.
I think Panini should die here. Yeah, no, 3 on Panini. Panini should die. 4 on Panini now. They should go for Rift Out, I believe. Don't want to say anything. It's a bit early still. Games can turn around, but I just don't see a very convincing way that League of Legends gaming is able to win. Just the main thing being Silas just has some of the best ults available to him, and that Panini, nothing is going to really be able to kill him when he scales hard enough.
And I mean, the nice thing about Panini is Panini doesn't even have to be in a team fight. You know, if he's split pushing, he's going to be capable of applying so much map pressure. And
Can Malphite even do anything against like Panini late game? Okay,
Probably not.
Envision this. We get Panini at 3 items, let's just say. 3rd item, let's just say he goes
really good Renata ults.
Really good
Renata.
Really good Silas cleanup. Oh man, it is just a disaster mid lane right now for League of Legends gaming. Okay, back to what I was saying later in the game. Force of Nature 3rd item. What is Malphite supposed to do against a 3 item
Blue team's turret
like
has been destroyed.
Mundo with probably like 6-7k HP?
Right.
There's nothing. There's just nothing. Mundo just walks through, gets it demolished, does like 5,000 damage to the tower, and there's nothing that really can be done. We're looking to either back, bait, or maybe just pick up some jungle creeps. They're looking to...
Red team, hide in bush. Hide in bush. Oh my goodness, no
All
way.
players in the bush.
No way.
Yeah, no,
Hide in bush technology.
Nautilus is not having the best game right now, I will say that. Rekish just getting caught out. The woes of going and engage support is just, you go for the play, and if you lose, you lose.
Yep.
But
it's 3 on Panini again at the expense of the dragon.
They realize they really can't contest it, especially with Nautilus down and with threat top lane. I think it's better for them to just put resources there, make sure Panini doesn't push any more waves. Oh, Xayah on her own. People rotate. They're not. I mean, maybe Vexalt could have been done to try and do something, but they didn't want to commit too much just in case. Nautilus ult goes out. Okay, Renato. Oh, Swain flashes in and Jinx is just gone. Jinx is just gone. Kindred ult comes out.
Oh my god, Swain is
But, oh, Malphite.
He's just healing!
He is just... Oh, is this a quadra kill? Nearly a quadra kill. Oh, that's an ace! 20-minute ace.
And Panini's hitting his head against that top tower.
They could go for Baron, arguably. They're just pushing out mid instead. They're getting... 20 minutes is not a bad time to get an inhibitor. It's not the best time. You usually want to try and go after 25 minutes because that's right. Kind of when levels and XP and everything you can add, and also with how fast waves are able to push and how much damage you do. If you get an inhib and then get another team fight, you can usually win after that point. And getting it before 20 minutes is practically giving the enemy team free gold unless you are just that ahead. So if we are though seeing a 8,000 gold lead, Flash comes out from Kindred, keep to live. Now most of Frontside though hasn't been able to pick a back. But Kindred's really low and they're walking forward. Will Errol just die before even crashing? Yeah. Errol just dies. Are they going for a Baron now? I think they're going for Baron. Vex is doing a little bit of a push, but it's not really gonna be a lot. They really can't contest right there. I mean... This is just a game where Kleddys got a lead, and they are not letting it go no matter what. They are not gonna let a dragon or an objective or a team fight not go their way. Going for a slight invade, Whalefish gets a bit greedy and it gets punished for it. 136 Jake picks up another kill, currently 8-0. 2 members on. Kleddys is currently unkilled. Swain and Silas.
Xayah now also 3 items, having just completed the LDR.
LDR is a good choice here.
Yeah.
LDR is a really good choice here. We see crit Kindred on the enemy team, Gale Force on Jinx. Standard builds across the board. We do see a Thornmail being built on Dr. Mundo. I mean, good against auto attacks, I will say, because of that repel damage. Anti-heal not gonna get the most use, but I do think as an auto attack deterrent, it's pretty decent.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Definitely stacking armor into this comp. Oh, Xayah gets completely caught out though. 136 Shake as well. Team may not be able to get there in time, but Kindred uses ult to not die. Oh, Malphite comes in. Actually, never mind. It's a shake-up. It's a bit of a mix-up as Jinx just tries to help, but no.
Oh, the
Silas
Silas.
comes in. Silas comes in with the Night Harvester and double rod
My
to
gosh.
clean up a little bit. That was looking kind of scary for Kleddys almost. That was looking real scary. But Silas was able to clean up.
And this is Cloudsoul for the side of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, complete soul sweep. Complete soul sweep.
Very, very strong on the Silas champion and very, very strong on the ADC champion. So it's a nice little
Dwayne
solo.
is no longer deathless this game. Silas is. Silas also picking up the second most CS in the game right now as jungle. I don't know why Gypsy Danger thought that Red Buff was gonna be in the wall, but it's at the maybe it could have been over there. We never know. Never know where those things go sometimes.
Silas has just completed his death cap, so Night Harvester,
That is
death
gonna
cap,
be
Silas.
dangerous.
That's really scary.
That's gonna be dangerous.
Almost no MR out from the team of the League of Legends gaming team. The only MR.
I mean, they really don't have a chance to build
much.
much MR. They want to try and catch up with damage, but yeah. I mean, we do have a Merc Treads. We do have a Bomby Cinder. We picked up.
This might be a feast for the Fed Silas and the Fed Short.
Thanksgiving might be a little early right now as the turkey's getting cooked in the base. Waves are getting pushed in, not much. I feel like League of Legends game is feeling a bit tight. You know? Yeah, they're in the bush, waiting for something to happen. Zaya's taking. Oh, Zaya. It's by Arnalis going back in, and Renato comes out. It's kind of ironic they baited in the hook champ.
Yeah,
They baited the seafaring hook champion.
Oh, that was a good Zaya.
That was a perfectly timed Zaya as 136J comes through, and man. I think that may be the end. I mean, yeah, Panini can just tank if anything as they kill tower and kill Nexus. GG, well played.
Well, that was quite an exciting match coming out from, but I mean, both teams really played exceptionally well. I mean, it was very fun to watch. You know, you had the beginning of the first match looked like it was completely favoring the League of Legends gaming team, and but Five Nights at Kleddys just seized the momentum and they took it into game 2, and I mean they really made it work. I mean, they have a 14, that's not what I meant to say, 14k gold lead and complete soul sweep. So I mean, that's what momentum.
That's how the cookie crumbles.
Indeed. So
22k damage from from 136 Jake again. 2 games in a row with top damage. 7-0 on Silas. 17.0 KDA.
So
like a
it's time.
mean match.
It's time to ask the question. Since it is to celebrate your first time casting with Aurora League of Legends esports. Wheatley, I would like to ask you, who do you think deserves player of the match?
All
Player
right.
of the game.
So we saw since it was a 2-0, I think we should look at both games that were played this set. I think consistently 136 Jake did very much perform. With Gypsy also pulling their weight. I would say it's between also Yahoo on the Zaya doing insanely well. It's a really hard toss-up. I think with the utility that it's hard to say, honestly. I think that I think the person who enabled Kleddys to win most in both games was Jake for this set. I do think that 136 Jake.
Awesome. I will shoot him a message and we will see if we can get him in. Let's all three of us move to lounge. Or
All
wait,
right, all right.
what is open? Lounge, right? Surely. Okay. Let's all move to lounge and see if we can get 136 Jake in for an interview.
This also works.
That's great. All right. Well,
GG, well played.
congratulations on player of the match.
Yeah.
So
Thank you very much.
can you
Honored and humbled.
can you tell us a little bit about sort of your mindset going into like the draft? Were you pretty set on playing Fizz, or were you kind of under the impression that it was going to get banned? And what was kind of going through your mind with the Swain pick in game 2?
Yeah, it's a great question. I truthfully was not expecting to play Fizz. I historically in the league and especially season 0, it's been banned quite a bit. So I was expecting something along the lines of like an Asol or actually a Swain in game 1. That said, left it open, loved playing a little Fizz, so was happy to get that. Outside of that, I think our draft was a little bit better in game 2 than it was game 1. A much more kind of coherent comp that I think we really were set up well to really mitigate like a Malphite ult as well as the Kindred in game 2. So was happy with the Swain pick there. Was really thinking about the big AoE Rylai's ults in dealing with those close quarters team fights.
For sure.
Any reason for the Yoda Yasuo ban both games?
That's a good question.
That is a great question. I think that one is a little bit above my pay grade, truthfully.
Was it kind of just an overall team decision that we don't want these champions picked?
Yeah, I think we're really concerned about a Malphite Yasuo
Yeah.
kind of angle there, and also the Yone just being like a champion that can very quickly take over a game. But again, a little bit above my pay grade, but I was happy with those bans, definitely, to not face either of them mid.
And also any reason for the Talia ban? That's just something I noticed. Both games, first 3 bans were Yone, Yasuo, Talia in that exact order. Was it just anything about scouting reports or just, I don't want to play against that? Ugh.
Definitely a scouting report angle. I forget off the top of my head who we were kind of concerned with on the Talia angle, but yeah, again, just a champion that can kind of take over a game and with the wall and the utility and whatnot. So just we figured if it worked game 1, we'll do it game 2.
Good idea. Another question I was wondering is that did your team manage to like really keep like a good composure during game 1? Because that early game was really rough for Kleddys. I feel like it was really just a mid-game turnaround of like better team fighting that won you guys. Was there any sort of just stress that was happening in that first half?
Yeah, I think everybody definitely, when you lose a couple team fights in a row, everyone gets in their head a little bit. This was our first match playing together, and I mean, we've done a little bit of scrims in practice games here and there, but really just ironing out those growing pains on the comms. But yeah, like you said, lost a couple team fights, was kind of feeling that morale was a little bit low, but we really just wanted to keep the composure, minimize getting caught out as much as possible, and just play for picks, given that's kind of what our comp was set up to do. And I think we did that pretty well. And and as you guys all saw, turned the game around, thankfully, and it was a good time. We were all sweating by the end of it.
I think I only have one more question. Do you have any more questions?
I'll have the the question that we always ask in the interviews, but we can save that for last, so you can feel free.
Okay, I have one more question. What do you think of Ivern mid? I think you should play it. I think everyone should play it. I think it should be 100% presence because it's just such a good character. I don't know why anyone wouldn't play Ivern mid. It's like he has a shield and he's cool.
I agree with you completely. I have an alt account actually where I exclusively play Ivern jungle. I was not a big Ivern fan when he was first released, but I figured this guy's kind of chill, so like let me play him. And you
It's
know,
just chill.
40% win rate 60 games later,
Nice.
finally cracked into gold 4 last
Now
season, so I
this
was
is
really happy
hype.
with that.
Bring him to
This
the
is
mid lane.
the
We'll see.
mid lane is really where he flourishes. What can I say?
Maybe coming to a mid lane near you shortly.
Good.
Awesome. All right. So, of course, we have to ask you the final question of every Aurora esports event.
Or
If you could give player of the match to anyone on your team, excluding yourself, who would you give it to and why?
oh boy, you know it's got to be Mr. Panini, Mr. Captain. He really brought us together. You know, helped us keep our composure. Was responsible for a lot of our scouting and kind of did the research going into this. And what's more than that, really just kept his cool in top lane. We kind of put him on an island both games, as you saw. Sorry, man, but he clutched up big time, especially game 2, just not dying to Kindred, not giving away those marks. Was really big to our overall strategy and kind of taking over the mid and late game in game 2.
There's a reason he's named after a sandwich. I'll say that much. There's a reason.
Exactly.
All right. Well, thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much.
Thank you
We
both.
we had a lot of fun watching you tonight, and thank you to everyone who tuned in to this stream. We're excited to see you again next week, and have a good night. Bye.
Have a great night. Good